All right, there's $10 out of my pocket for the first person who could tell me who did this song. It's an instrumental. Probably won't get it. Most don't. Anyway, we're here to look at a software anyway. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And I'm super excited because this is like the first time that I'm really just showing this to everybody. So that's a big vulnerable moment, right? Because, we always want everything to be so perfect, and maybe it's not perfect, maybe it is. I don't think there is such thing as perfection, and I've been really inspired to just kind of let the market kind of be a moving community of authenticity and goals and visions. And it's really what the Spatial Network is really all about, is about dialing in our mission, and kind of putting us all at this equal playing field where we're giving honor to everything involved in our lives. So, part of coining the Spatial Network is also defining it as a bioregional software, where it kind of works you into a place of being resourcefulness in your local area, and really just kind of putting place as the defining factor of what you're doing. And given my experience in ecotourism and just being a digital nomad, this just made sense that I would take everything that I learned about ecotourism and representing land-based businesses for land stewards and kind of distilling it into a platform. So that's what we have for the Spatial Network, and it's a broad range set of tools, but it's best to look at it from the earth to the people. First and foremost, it's really about highlighting the magic of the universe and the magic of everything that's around you, and it's just always really about the land. And so we are in full release. We're fully functional, and I'll just kind of walk through what you might expect to see once you log in. There is a free account, and like I said, I'm giving away 20 invite account keys. You can register, but you put in this little registration key, and I'll give those out to the first 20 people who message me. And I'm putting this out. This video is going to go onto a couple platforms, so there'll be a lot of people messaging. So make sure you hit me up quick if that's your interest. So really, the whole platform mainly kind of wraps around the project, which is the most important part of it, because, like we said, it's about land, it's about stewardship, and it's about your bioregion. So you'll see I do have a lot of projects on here, and some things that we could just kind of look through to understand what a project really is, and why it's the best way to kind of distill your whole operation, and create a presentation not only for investors and for the general public, but for you to stay focused on your mission and to have a one place to do all this. There's a lot of project management tools like Slack and Basecamp and Jira and you name it, but they're really not geared towards being that person that's on the land who really has to get stuff done. So we've really kind of wrapped this around being able to visually represent it through the maps, as well as 3D scans. Like you see here, we have a Matterport. You can do a tour of it. And this is EcoTerra Maple Crest. This is where I am right now, and we've done quite a few events here, and we're just using this to be able to show this project off and do it in all the ways we know it, as well as offer some marketplace items like the Easy Raider tour. See a little video, I'll send a link where you guys can actually check this out. But this is a big part of our project here, is like, as much as I'm a software developer, I'm also running this eco conscious incubator for businesses. So everything ties in, and the software really just supports us. Now, basically, like most softwares, you have stories. We do have that too. You can add a video here. Really cool thing about these videos is if it has text in it, it will transcribe the text and then push it back in your project, which is really important. And for context, there is AI involved in understanding your entire operation And everything that you put in here, your AI is always aware. You can add team members. As you can see, I've got 9 people on here that are on the platform that are, partners in this project, and they're able to add calendar items, they're able to add tasks. I did not kill the mouse. Don't get upset. I ended up a live catch and I put him out there. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to I don't know. I'm going to just delete this. You can mark it as whatever. I'm just going to delete it because I don't want the kill mouse on there. So now I can go back to the project details and just start looking at the other features. The other part of it is like the page builder. You see all of this. This is just like a custom build where you can go in here as a project admin and you can start adding different stuff. You can add pictures. You can add all of these things. A headline, text, image, video, embed, whatever. It's like having a custom website, and it's really important because, this is a public link, and once you copy the public link, you can send it to people and they're just going to see this. Obviously, they're not logged in. They won't see the sidebar, and everything that you have in here shows up. The other part of it is the budget, right? This is like a big part of it, is really just keeping track of what you need, the money that you have, the owned resources, and then the budget items. And it's really cool because, inventory is a big part of this platform, going on like the permaculture principles of like ins and outs. Hello. Yeah, make sure I have audio. I was like, there's no audio on this? So yeah, ins and outs, right? Like, what do you need for the project? How much does it cost? And when you add one of these on here, we got some like really cool tools. Like, you can add links to it. You can also estimate price with AI to kind of come up with a number. You can define that item as something that you need or something you already own, something that you've borrowed or rented, or something you have for sale. So inventory is very broad, and it's about keeping track of everything that you need in your projects. So that's kind of the flat. There's also a lot of different mapping tools that we're working on. I mean, you have your basic 2D map, which is just kind of like a little map of your resources and everything that you've put on there. And every type of content has an address, specific lat long, so you can place things. And that's just the 2D maps for getting like an overall vision. But then you have the 3D maps, which is a constant work in progress here. And I see that it is kind of straining my connection here. So sorry for the drop frames. And this has done this quite a bit. I'm still kind of like running, this OBS stream off my laptop, so it is a little bit laggy. But you can see that you have the full vision of the farm. This is the farm that I'm at, and these are scans that I've done that I've placed on the map. I can actually add other stuff too. So I can go in here and I can look at the 3D model catalog and start to add things that I want to fundraise for. So we have domes in here and yurts and biotech and these different partners that we have to create fundraising partnerships with vendors that we're really trying to promote these people who are working on modular housing, affordable housing, just like helping people monetize their property either through Airbnb or through having a thematic lodge. It's nothing new to me. Like I said, I've been doing ecotourism for many years in Costa Rica and just really always representing clients that need to figure out ways to monetize their land, because let's face it, like farming is one way that people earn money on land, but it's becoming very difficult. Somebody even told me yesterday it may in fact be a dead art form, which I hope changes. But even the people who are permaculture people, they're struggling right now. And like, how can we turn this into a business? How can we make money? And that's really like what this platform is about. It's about creating templates and solutions that people can like digest and implement on their own. So that's a really cool feature. That's a 3D plan. If I want to like, add a Rax tent on here or whatever, I can throw it on there. I can change the scale. Now, of course, I wouldn't put the Rax tent on there. I'm just gonna be honest that I am a huge fan of the Pacific domes, which is gonna be one of the biggest parts of our vendor. This is not the finalized blueprint. I've got a couple of different prints on here, different 3D styles. This one's more like what you might find with Pacific Dome. So boom, I got a nice dome right here. That's a little bit large. I'd say it's probably more like that. And also you'll notice I can offset it because there is a platform up here, which is cool. And I can actually go and put it, I don't know, out here, because this is more where we probably want it. Bring it down a little bit, rotation. Like I said, we're going to get better models on this. This is just kind of like a placeholder. And then I can put it here, and I can be like future glamp site, and then boom, mint it. And now that's going to just be on there permanently for this particular project. We're going to swing back down on that property, and what we're going to see is this, our beautiful glamping tent right there in the field. So that's how the 3D part of it works. It's kind of like an Animal Crossing, right? But we're going to tie in all these domes to budget lines and to actually raising the money. And the cool thing, a lot of the people that we're working with, we're trying to find solutions like between 8 and 15K. So if you have a new land and you need to start making money, that's something that someone might want to fundraise and be able to take care of you. And again, I hope I'm not dropping frames here. I may actually be doing that, which is really a problem. If you want to donate money for me to get a more beefy machine to run this, that would be great. But for now, we're going to make it work. At least you can hear me. The other things that are on here, right? You've got your task panel. That's all the tasks you have. There's also the 3D models in here. You can add 3D models to the marketplace that other people can use. And, like you have a wheelbarrow in here. It's so basic, but, as you build out your vision, you might want to just kind of start adding different 3D models. So you can add a bunch of them here, and we're going to kind of be making a whole model library to help build out your vision. We're calling it the village kit, right? Like all sorts of things, whether it be tractors. This is actually Easy Raiders. I generated this one from a picture with AI, and these are the little stand-up ATVs that we have here on the property. So it's just another thing I can throw on the map. A teepee at the other property in Virginia that we have these beautiful teepees, and this is another thing you could throw on your land. And we have the vendors all sussed out and all specced out and able to move that to you. And this teepee with the deck is going to cost you more, around 11K, I'd say, something like that. And have a little solar panel in there and whatever. It's a great glamping site, gives the indigenous culture represented, and it's all authentic from real reservations. So that's the 3D model aspect of it. And then the stories, like I said, this basic stuff where you're able to share stories just like you're on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Here you can kind of add those. Like I said, throw a little bit. That's super loud. But yeah, this was a little video that I did on the Easy Raiders with our last event that we had here, which was mapping the movement. And, we did some drone footage and just share this off. And this is a great thing that you can just share by link to people to give them a feel for what you're doing. And it's all attached to your project. So that's what the stories are. Activity feed just kind of shows you what's going on in your network with your projects. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, the tools. I mean, there's so much here, right? But the tools I'm really excited about. And let's see what I got. And I don't know if anybody's really even out there, but if you were out there and I'm just wondering if there's lots of drop frames, which I hope not, but it is what it is. I'm dealing with a connection out here at the farm. It's not the best. But let me go into the tools so you understand. So our group of developer making these micro tools to kind of help improve, the visibility of your business. For one is the 3D model generator, which, I showed you before, is I made a car battery. I made this. This is a shipping container, earth berm, 3 sides. I don't know who made that, but somebody made that in here. You can view that 3D model. This was all created with AI. So if you don't have the 3D models, they get expensive and you just want to make one, shit, someone just prompted that. I don't know. Somebody on the team did that who has my logins. But that's really cool. That's a shipping container, right? Right off the bat, you want to do a fundraiser for a shipping container with some solar panels on it, just whip it out in the 3D model maker, which is a tool. By the way, the tools is kind of how we're going to make a little bit of money, because you actually have to upgrade your account to use all of the tools because they're powerful. I mean, You can actually design the interior spaces as well with the interior designer, where you can start to like actually like get into your development flow and start to put together your interior designs just using the tools that are in here and attach those to your project. So a lot of cool things in the tools section. There's other tools like you say AI do and other AI tools that help you make apps, that help you make websites, that help you make anything to kind of increase the power of your project. So the tools section is super killer. And if that wasn't enough, there's also badges, right? So what's a badge? Well, badge is kind of like showing your people around you, like on your profile, like what kind of stuff you're good at. But the sacred ingredient badge, this is Karen's badge, who's amazing, private chef and just really super intelligent with how she runs her business. And if you wanted to, be maybe learn more of her ways, you could get this sacred ingredient badge, which is the name of her company, and she could put some tasks in here that you would have to complete in order to get that badge. And maybe that's take a course with her or cook a certain meal, and then once you're done, you'll get those badges. There's up a couple badges, just demo here, like a game development badge that I will issue and show people how to develop games quickly. There's the Easy Rater badge, so if you do some sort of talk, notice you do like a little testimonial for the Easy Raters for me to help me run my business better. I'll give you an Easy Rater badge just so you can say you've been there, done that, or maybe I need an assistant instructor and I'll look people up by badge and be like, hey, Johnny, remember you did the Easy Rater tour? You want to come and run one? I'll throw you a couple $100, maybe $1,000, and I know because he has the badge. AI vibe coding badge. This one was like inspired by my friend Greg, who's an incredible AI developer, and he teaches vibe coding and the proper way to do it. And if you do a little workshop, you can have this AI vibe code badge to show you how to do there. So that's the badge system, and you can create badge quests, which are really cool because a badge quest is like a series of tasks you have to do in order to get a badge. So it's another system just to kind of gamify the platform, but also get people to like do stuff on your property. You could throw path to the river, cut a path to the river, add a fan system to the bathroom. I'm going to give you the handyman, get me a coffee maker, whatever kind of stuff on here. Research sustainable materials for our dome, and then call this the whatever, the helpful handyman quest, and award a badge if they get through that. So that's the quest. It's more of like daisy chained tasks in order to award a badge. Marketplace, very basic, right? You can put anything for sale on there. We're kind of like letting people handle their own e-commerce. Like, I don't have any need to be like chasing e-commerce products around, so you take care of that. Is it a Venmo or PayPal? It doesn't matter. You place it on here, it gets in front of people, and it helps raise money for your cause. I have these Easy Rater tours, so I put the Easy Rater tour on here, and even the location, how much it costs. It's a 2-hour block for $100. So, you can schedule and reach out to me through this if you wanted to do that. That's just another way how we can create these like little business templates to help you monetize your land. What else? I won't go into referrals because that's actually where all the secret codes are to invite you to the platform. And I'm not so sure that, I'm going to invite you. But if you reach out to me in the DMs right now, I'll hit you with a referral code because I want my friends and people first and foremost that I know here on that platform to be the first wave. We're tracking everything, like who's coming into the platform, who invited them, all these things are like really important to keep like a super healthy platform that's not full of crap. We don't want to be the next Facebook and have everybody on here. We want the best of the best people who are actually going to use the tools, who are going to work collaboratively and share their gifts, and build out their profile. Here's my profile, and you can see it has all of my skills. It has about who I am. This is from my LinkedIn. I just copy and paste that. and also the short-term mission and long-term mission. These become really important as we start to build our agents out, and the agentic system is built in here. It hasn't been put into the front-end interface yet, but it will be very shortly. But it doesn't even matter. People have to build up their projects for those AI agents to even really be useful. But this is what your profile offers, the stories. Like, these are all the cool videos that I've posted on different projects. There's all the projects that I have in here. There's the tasks, all my tasks. There's calendar, inventory, and badges. So it's a really great place to show off. And you can decide what's public and what's not, per item basis. I'm putting most things public because personally, like, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I have businesses. I want people to know it. So everything is encouraged to be public. And so when you go into projects, you'll notice these are all of my projects. I've got a shit ton of them, a bunch of them, Permators, all these different locations, and working with the Permators group and their operations to streamline them and get them organized, because, more earth shepherds we have organized on point, like, the better off our movement is. And if you want to go and see what the public projects are, these are all the projects that have been published for the public to be able to see. And you'll see, I even put some of the events that I've gone to, like the Renegade Festival, and after I went to the festival, I just put a bunch of stuff in here. So, I put a video up, I put some photos. This is even a 360 virtual tour that I put on there just to kind of show you the dance floor, which was absolutely epic. And that's just like one. There's so many ways to use this, right? Events, your land-based business, whatever, it doesn't have to be that you have a chunk of land. Maybe somebody has a chunk of land for sale, and you can go and you can add on here your project, potential property, right? Add your mission category. You could upload an image, decide which, guild you want your project to be represented. Is it an arts and culture place, or is it a health and wellness, or is it a educational, anything? You can link those, and kind of people give you have a good feel for us. You can add your team members on here, whatever, those pop up, and add those people there. You can talk about your zones, your infrastructure, and just create your project. So like I said, even if you don't have a land and you want a land, you could start to do that. You could put your address on here, our other location, and boom, it found it. I look on the map, and yeah, so you can add address to all your projects and move that around. And like I said, this is important. Everything that you put has an address. And we'll find out more later, because, this, let's see, right? We've got virtual reality headsets, augmented reality headsets. This is the other type of development that I do, and we're going to be prepared with this system is going to support mixed reality and XR apps that will use AR and VR on top of all the data that you're putting in here, so you're ready for the future. I think that's all I really want to show. The other thing is there is a coin marketplace in here. It is basically like an in-game currency. You can use it to buy tools. You can use it to buy things on the marketplace. You can use it to buy 3D models. As you can see, I made one sale of a wheelbarrow for 10 SDK, which is like, I forget that's probably like $1. But it's a 70-30 split. Of course, to cover fees and all that, you'll get 7% of that. But I mean, for just throwing a 3D model on there, there's whole businesses like CG Trader and Sketchfab that are working on this, and we're just adding this as a bonus, because as you start to build your 3D worlds out, you're going to be able to add all these cool 3D models that you've bought in or you've created yourself. So you, like, if you have a pro account, you could go in and you could just generate a 3D model here and then download it and then put it into the platform, so, and then put it for sale. So if you make a cool model, my models don't look that great right now. I mean, it's just experimenting. The wheelbarrow's not bad. But this one's cool. You can just go into here and view the 3D and then hit download. And now you can save that. It's kind of going slow because of my internet connection here, but yeah, save that, and then you can upload it into the platform and put it onto your map and sell it. I mean, it's all here, folks. This is a creation from so many people, and it's really just about taking our power back. And it looks like, for some reason, that's all the time that I have for now. So if you're curious, if this had a lot of drop frames and you just want to talk it over, I'm gonna make another video to upload to do this again. Hopefully it'll be a higher quality. But like I said, send me a private message if you would like a free account. A free account doesn't have all the perks, but it has enough for you to start adding your projects. And once you have enough info on your projects, you can start working in the AI tools section, and maybe you'll want to upgrade. It's about the same price as drone. It's actually less than Drone Deploy, and it has all the same tools as Drone Deploy. But Drone Deploy is just for, drone nerds and people like that. This is meant for humans. You don't have to know 3D. All these tools are super simple to use, and if you want help scanning, we have teams that do that, and also have the ability to train people on how to use 360 cameras. I have mine here somewhere, but yeah, to be able to use 360 cameras and drones, to be able to make like really cool and awesome presentations that we can show to our network of VC lenders and investors and philanthropists who are really looking to put their money into real communities, real projects. It's going to become more and more important that those are there. And the venture capitalists and people, they're not stupid. They know that there's going to be robotics, and there's going to be AI automation, and like this kind of synthetic world, and then the deeply authentic world. And we're here to have the platform of authenticity, and hope that you will join us. So thanks for checking out this live video. I know it was long, and there may have been some like drop frames. I appreciate your patience and just taking a look at something brand new with me, and feel free to reach out. And I hope y'all have a beautiful Tuesday, and stay dry, don't get flooded out, and just try to keep your wits about you in this time, because there's so much potential. We just got to get through the chaos, but just understand the chaos has always been here, and we're here